just can't believe it. Here we are on Mount Nasir, straight out of the Mesopotamian legends of the flood. Nobody till now has ever been able to pinpoint its exact location with any degree of certitude. Howard, we're going to go down in history. This place is completely unknown to archaeology.
Yeah, good thing, too. I'd hate to run into hordes of old guys with beards and fossil brushes.
Very funny. You don't understand. If we find the way to get to Atlantis here, an awful lot of lives will never be the same again.
I know, Kate. And it's the future I'm worried about. I would really like to know more about the history of the medallions and the mystery that surrounds them, but...
Atlantis is a vision of both the past and the future. It's outside of time, and you can make as much fun of it as you like. But I know deep down you feel the same way.
Guess you saw right through me. I don't see Elliot's airship. Either he's late or he's already left.
When he was taking me to India, Elliot was bragging about having lots of rich and influential friends. Do you know who's behind him pulling the strings?
Foster mentioned an occult group called Thule. I don't know much about them, but apparently they're not very nice people, and they've got some rather unsavory ideas.
I've heard of Thule. It started up a few years before the Great War, and as time went on, it got bigger. If its members are looking for Atlantis now, we're up against a very tough opponent.
Captain Blackwood's betrayal has really disappointed me. I'd rather have had him on our side. He seems to know a lot of things.
Who knows? Perhaps all's not lost.
Hello, my name is Howard Brooks.
In Serpentin Weifinten, Zedek. Eben Scheiden, Fallebusuno. Egen Heileven. Deben sein. Eben sein Schiel.
Well, I get the impression you don't speak my language. Or maybe it's me that doesn't speak yours.
I know the dialect they speak round here. I can translate. It'll make things easier.
Hello, my name's Howard Brooks, and this is Kate Sullivan. Do you live here in this village?
Greetings to you. I am Zirek. Yes, I do live here when I'm not in the mountains.
Ah, so you're a shepherd or something like that?
No, I'm an herbalist. I was just picking plants when you arrived. What about you? What are you here for?
We are archaeologists. We're researching the local legends.
The people of this village are very hospitable. But after what happened in the temple yesterday, you might not be very welcome.
What did happen yesterday?
I don't know exactly. It seems two foreigners wanted to profane the temple of Marduk. From what I've heard, only one man came back out of the temple. A thin man with big boots and a dark stare. Ever since then, most folks in the village have been holed up in their houses.
So you weren't there when it happened?
No. I was up in the mountains for a week, and I just got back this morning. I ran into old man Omarim 3 days ago, and he told me that terrible things were going to happen. I just wonder how we could have known.
Tell us about the temple in the village.
It's the site of a very ancient cult that worships the Lord Marduk. It is guarded by the dragon of Marduk, who has been watching over the mountain and its inhabitants for thousands of years. The dragon is a benign creature, but its anger can be devastating. Woe betide whoever draws its wrath.
What do you do with the herbs you pick?
We use the plants for cooking, for dyeing wool, and for healing sickness. Nature's benefits are many when you know how to appreciate them.
Are you also a healer?
I know a few simple remedies, but I don't have the knowledge old Almarine has. He taught me to mix herbs together to increase their effects. For example, I can make a poultice with 10 different plants that is very effective against snake bites.
Are there snakes around here? I'm not exactly very fond of them.
Just be careful not to disturb them. My poultice has already come in useful because I've been bitten several times when I'm out picking herbs.
Do you sell your poultice?
Sometimes I trade it for things. If you've anything interesting to give me in exchange, I could let you have a jar of it.
Who is this old Omarim you were talking about?
A healer who lives as a hermit in the mountains. He taught me the secrets of the plants. I often see him on my travels. Sometimes he starts talking to himself. A lot of people think he's just an old fool. But he's a wise man, and he knows many things.
In that case, I'm sure he can help us.
Maybe you'll see him. You can sometimes find him near the village, especially when he can smell something cooking on the fire. What a magnificent pearl. I'll give you a jar of my poultice for that.
It's yours.
I heard noises, like someone moaning and muffled blows. She must have been playing next to the tank and it fell over and trapped her underneath. Poor little thing.
I'm Howard. This is Kate. And what about you? What is your name?
John.
That's a very pretty name. So, Gian, do you live here with your parents?
Yes, and with Uncle Samuel. My Uncle Samuel knows how to cut stone. He's very, very strong. But he went away yesterday because of the dragon's breath. And I hope he comes back soon. I get bored when he's not here.
The dragon's breath? What's that?
It's when Marduk's angry. His animal, the dragon, blows as hard as he can so all the people Marduk's angry with run away screaming. But the dragon's breath is so strong it can reach all the houses on the mountain, so everyone's very scared.
Gian, can you tell us why the dragon's angry?
A nasty man and a sad man went into his house, and they tried to steal his treasure. The dragon saw them and he punished them. He ate the nasty man and told the sad man to cry forever.
Do you know Marduk's house, Gian?
My Uncle Samal goes there lots. I want him to come home. My Uncle Samal cuts stones and he makes them all different colors with his funny machine.
We lost Adams, then Cooper, and Corporal Jefferson. The whole section stayed behind. The gas killed them. Oh, that smell of garlic, of rotten fruit. Oh, all that mud. So much blood.
I don't think he's even aware of us. He's completely gone.
It's hard to see him like this. I know Blackwood betrayed us, but I do pity him.
The door's locked. Excuse me for bothering you. Howard Brooks and Kate Sullivan. You might be able to help us.
I do not wish to speak to you. It's because of people like you that the wrath of the gods has fallen on our village.
We're really very sorry for whatever has happened. We might be able to calm the anger of the gods, so everything can go back to how it was before.
And why would you do that?
We're trying to resolve a great mystery, and for that we need the blessing of the gods. If they're offended, they'll punish us. And we want to help you. What happened?
Yesterday, some strangers went into the temple. They must have committed great sacrilege, because the dragon's breath froze their hearts, and then it came down into the village. Many of the villagers fled in terror.
That must be why the village is deserted.
Those who stayed are hiding in their homes, because they're scared the dragon will breathe a second time. I came out because I have to make bread to feed my family. I pray that the gods will spare me.
These strangers who committed the sacrilege, how many of them were there?
There were 2 men. Others arrived with them in a great flying machine, but they didn't go into the temple. When the dragon started to breathe on the village, they got back into their machine and they fled.
And what about the 2 men who went into the temple?
Just one came out, and he'd gone quite mad. The other must have perished in the mouth of the dragon.
Do you know Omarim, the healer who lives in the mountains?
I certainly do. I know him well. That old fool's crazy about my honey bread. He can smell it cooking from miles away. Omarim has an incredible sense of smell. He knows the scent of every plant that grows around here. Everybody says it's to compensate for his sickness.
What sickness is that?
A disease of the eyes. Omarim is blind, but a lot of folks think the sickness has gone to his head, too. He says things sometimes that are absolutely crazy. Xeric claims it's wisdom and we just don't understand it. Personally, I think that's putting it a bit strongly.
Do you know what these men were looking for in the temple?
Our old legends say that the sacred dragon has a treasure hidden in the mountain. That's no doubt what they were after. They were greedy, like most foreigners.
Could you make some honey bread? It might make Omarim come back. We'd like to talk to him. He could help us calm the anger of the gods.
Omarim, calm the gods? Here's an idea for you. But it's true, the old healer does have some strange stories to tell. Well, why not?
So you will?
All right then. But I don't have any more honey. You'll have to bring me some. The hives are a bit further up. I don't know where the smoke bellows are, but take some matches. You'll need them.
Jian, do you know where the keys to your Uncle Samal's house are?
Yes, but I promised I wouldn't tell anyone.
This bas-relief is splendid. It's the Dragon of Marduk, a Babylonian god.
Thank you. I'll get to work right away. It won't take long.
Well, splendid young people. The lovely Azad here, whose bread is such a lovely, delicious thing, oh yes, has told me you were desirous of making my acquaintance, as it were.
That's right. We've been told you're a wise man. We were hoping you'd be able to help us.
A wise man? Oh dear, I'm afraid not everybody is of that opinion, oh dear, no. But never mind. Marduk knows the truth that hides within the hearts of men. He speaks to me sometimes, you know. He has, in actual point of fact, spoken to me about your good selves.
Really? Nothing bad, I hope?
Be reassured, for he is watching over you. Also over the object you have with you. Yes, it is indeed you. After thousands of years, you've come back. But your mission has changed. Hitherto it has been to protect the heritage, but now the time has come to pass it on.
Thousands of years? What's that supposed to mean?
Know that you are the heirs, descendants of the Atlanteans. In your veins flows the blood of Atlantis. The medallions you wear are a symbol of your duty. Be they of bronze, of pewter, or of orichalcus, the medallions are the keys to the secret sanctuaries. The sanctuaries protect the heritage from the covetousness of ill-intentioned men.
Heirs? Descendants of the Atlanteans?
The heirs have been keeping watch since the dawn of time, sometimes unknowingly. Today, it is time to reveal to humankind the hidden knowledge. You bear a great responsibility. Faced with men stripped of all scruples, it will fall to you to ensure that the heritage is used well.
What about Captain Blackwood? He's one of the heirs, too.
Blackwood's treason was written. But there can be redemption for this heir who is now facing the assaults of his inner demons. You must help him find his way back to the path of wisdom, for you must all three be united to reveal the way to Atlantis.
The three chosen ones. The old blind man, the redemption. Seems the Indian prophecy's coming true.
Know, too, that you will have need of an Atlantean crystal. Without it, your quest will end in failure. The stone is sleeping, watched over by its divine guardian. You will have to coax the dragon in order to take the crystal.
This is all kind of hard to swallow.
Deep down inside, you know that it's the truth. Being an heir does not make you superior to any other being. Don't ever forget that.
It might sound unbelievable, Howard, but I think what Omarim told us is the truth. I've always had strange dreams about Atlantis. I've always been fascinated by the myth. And now I know why.
Where does your knowledge come from, Omarim? We're completely stunned by all you told us. The heritage, the prophecy.
What heritage? What prophecy? You haven't been at that naughty mountain wine, have you?
But you were telling us about Atlantis. You told us we were heirs.
Well, if that were the case, I would certainly remember it. I might be a little eccentric, but pardon me, I am most certainly not senile. Oh, no. You, though? Well, I could definitely think of one or two tinctures that might do you some good.
We need a remedy to heal a man who's very sick. He's completely lost touch with the world. It's like he was haunted by his memories.
Oh, indeed, yes. I know of a little brew that might well be efficacious. But I just can't come up with it out of thin air. Oh, no. You're going to have to find me some aloe leaves.
Fine. We'll find you some.
Help! Help! Help me! It's Aska, quick! Aska, my dolly's fallen in the well! Can you help me get her back?
Don't worry. We'll help. There you are. Aska's safe and sound. She just needs to dry out a bit after her bath.
Thank you! Thank you!
We're looking for some very important things, Gian. We must take them to Marduk's dragon so he won't be angry anymore, and Uncle Samal can come home. Do you know where your uncle hides the key to his house?
It's a secret, but you helped Aska, so I'll tell you. The key's under a piece of wood near the house.
There's some honey bread cooking. I can smell it from here. If you ask me, Omarim will be turning up before long if he hasn't already. The old boy's got quite an appetite.
Omarim needs a few leaves of aloe for a remedy he's making. It's very urgent. Do you have any?
Alas, no, but with a bit of luck, you'll find some near the village. Try looking over by the beehives.
A lucky escape there, Howard. The venom of this species of serpent can be fatal. Thank heaven for Zarek's herbal poultice.
Omarim looks very talkative today. You won't have had him come here for nothing.
Here are the aloe leaves you need.
Oh, thank you. Oh, the preparation of the remedy is almost complete. Oh, there you are. The tincture's ready. Give it to the patient without delay.
Can you hear me, Captain? Drink this. It'll revive you.
Brooks. Miss Sullivan. What?
Oh, wow. It seems the remedy is pretty efficient. Welcome back, Captain Blackwood. It's good to have you back with us.
You helped me, even though I'd betrayed you. Why? You could have just left me to fight my inner demons for all eternity.
Let's just say we reckon you have the right to a second chance. And it would appear we need you if we're going to find our way to Atlantis.
I've been blind. I didn't trust you. I was wrong. I thought I could fool Elliot, but in the end I was just fooling myself.
What happened yesterday, Captain?
After we arrived at the village, Elliot and I went into the temple. Thanks to the instructions we'd had from Thule, we found a secret door that opened into a long corridor right into the heart of the mountain.
And then?
We came out in the medallion room, where the doors to the Atlantean sanctuary are. Elliot disabled the mechanism of a trapdoor, and then he used the 3 medallions to try and open the doors.
And did he succeed? Did you get into the sanctuary?
We didn't have time. One of the medallions started to melt. There was a click, and a sort of greenish smoke just poured all over Elliot, and then started to fill the whole room.
What happened to Elliot?
He started screaming. He was all covered in this green cloud. The smoke was so thick that I quickly lost sight of him. I held my breath and ran towards the door of the medallion room, and I just got out before a stone wall sealed it off.
Did Elliot manage to get out?
I doubt it. He must have died in there, racked by terrible hallucinations. The smoke was poisonous. Its effects give you horrible visions that are no doubt meant to terrify any intruders. When I came out of the temple, there was a great fog of it rolling all the way down to the village.
The dragon's breath. That's what it is then.
My last conscious memory was the villagers starting to shout and scream in a grip of frantic terror. Then I too was overcome by the poison. I became delirious. I lived through the hell of the trenches all over again. The gas, the death. All that buried horror came back to me again.
Why did you betray us, Captain Blackwood? For Atlantis?
To find the ancient wisdom of the Atlanteans and destroy it.
Destroy it? But why?
Because I had no faith in humanity. I'd seen so many useless battles that I'd convinced myself that humanity would just tear itself apart, fighting over the secrets of Atlantis before using them to lead the world to ruin. I wanted to prevent all that.
You wanted to deny mankind the choice of its own destiny? But the knowledge of the Atlanteans could also take humanity into a golden age.
I was a prisoner of my own certitude. I had a goal, and I didn't care whom I had to deal with to get to it. Elliot looked like a better prospect as an ally. He's not one of the heirs. There's no Atlantean blood in his veins. It would have been easier to dupe him.
So you know we are heirs, then?
I've always known, Howard. And the visions I've endured have taught me that it is not my role to deprive mankind of that heritage. If there's the faintest chance that the Atlanteans could help humanity to better itself, that chance must be seized upon. There's one thing I've been wondering. What did Elliot do wrong when he used the medallions to open the sanctuary doors?
He did nothing wrong, except to believe he'd cheated Foster. The medallion he stole from him was a copy. I have the original.
Most ingenious. That explains why the poison smoke appeared. The people who built the sanctuary made sure that only the genuine medallions could get you into it. Well, as true heirs, we have a good chance. Let's go to the temple. To reveal the hidden door, place your medallion on the sign of the trident and turn it so the spikes are pointing downwards.
The cuneiform inscription can be translated as, "Having crossed the 7 oceans, the great ship came to rest on the mountain."
I think this mechanism might open the door again and give access to the medallion room. Over to you, Howard.
That man with you is one of the profaners of the Temple of Marduk.
He's sorry for what he's done. We certainly aren't here to pillage your place of worship. We're just here to reveal a great heritage left by the ancients.
I believe you. Perhaps Marduk will grant you what you are seeking. It is he who will decide.
The sad man's not crying anymore. Marduk must have forgiven him then.
That man with you is one of those who offended the gods.
Lord Marduk has forgiven him his error. The captain is going to redeem himself and help us to appease the dragon's wrath.
Omarim has gone back to the mountains. He said something like, the 3 are reunited, the way can be revealed. Then he went off muttering, to the south, to the south. Honestly, he's completely off his head.
I don't see Elliot's body. but his bag's still here.
Nothing interesting in this bag, apart from this sheet of paper in one of the pockets. It's a handwritten page dated 11th March 1921. It's my father's handwriting. But that's impossible. He died at the end of the Great War.
Elliot?
What a nice little family reunion. You'll excuse me if I don't come down to say hello, but I prefer the view from up here.
How did you manage to...
Escape the poisonous vapor? I simply played dead. Who'd have thought that tombs could also shelter the living? I see you've made up with your old friends, Captain. I didn't doubt you'd betray me at the first opportunity.
Elliot, why don't we become a team, huh? Why are you working for that Thule group? What's in it for you?
Wealth, Brooks. More money than I could ever hope to spend. Fool can pay me back 100 times over for everything the Great Depression stole from me.
You're not the only one who lost everything in the Depression. Just think of the consequences if Atlantean knowledge is used ill-advisedly.
Nothing leaves me more indifferent than the fate of this world. You may like to live in dreams, but that's not my style. Goodbye, Brooks.
I found a page torn from my father's journal in your bag. How did you come by it?
The people I worked for are very resourceful. I don't have to answer that, Brooks. You'll have plenty of time to think it over in the darkness of your prison.
Elliot really got us this time. We were too involved with the sanctuary gate to be on our guard. To fail so near to our goal.
I must admit, he's pretty clever. No wonder he's a treasure hunter.
Come on, Howard, use your head. You must be able to find a way to get us out of here.
Oh, sure. Give me a felt hat and a whip, and I'll turn into a big movie star, adventure hero, and fix everything just like that.
We've fallen through the trapdoor Elliot had disabled. He's reset the mechanism.
Do you know where the mechanism is?
Right where there's a carving of a bull's head. I think it's quite near the doors.
I found a page from my father's journal in Elliot's bag. It was written in 1921. Maybe my father wasn't dead at the end of the war. He might be still alive.
Now there's a revelation for you. Well, hope springs eternal. If your father is still of this world, I have no doubt the quest for Atlantis will reunite you.
If I want to light this torch, I'll need some kind of fuel. That's a pretty scarf you've got there, Kate. I think I might find that useful.
Take it. Thank goodness I'm not wearing my evening dress. Heaven knows what you might have done with that.
Bronze ring in the form of a serpent. Could this have something to do with the dream my father wrote about in his journal?
there! The Ark!
Incredible.
The Ark of the Atlanteans shall deliver its secret. We must stop Elliot from getting it.
When I look into the crystal, strange images appear on the faces of it and fade away. It's like it was trying to awaken things that are buried in my memory.
I feel the same thing.
The crystal is the heart of the Ark. It must be awoken.
Road to Atlantis. I want to see it.
Now the way is revealed. A map. I have to get it down as a map. I haven't finished.
It's falling! Quick! We've got to get out! The Ark had disappeared, buried under tons of rock, taking with it the secret of its origins. But the quest for Atlantis wasn't over yet. Thanks to the map Kate drew, we had a new lead. Tracing the incomplete lines of the route to Atlantis, Foster had recognized in them an ancient symbol that figured clearly in one of the books in his collection. As we readied ourselves to follow this new lead, I was thinking of my father. Could he still be alive? The heritage he left me was like a cry from the distant depths of time. It was in these ancient secrets that the road to Atlantis would be revealed. The adventure had only just begun.